DC here with Genesis Athletic Performance. Wanted to say thanks for tuning in to watch this week's episode of Genesis Strength TV. First thing we always like to do is welcome all the new athletes that signed up and became part of the program this past week. We have quite a few that have decided to take the leap and join up. First one is like to welcome Quentin Demps. He is joining our NFL group. He was with the Houston Texans last year. He came in for his first workout this week to help him get ready for OTAs and upcoming camp. Second, we have Jeremy and Sean Irwin. They're the brother duo from Cy-Fair. They play football. They've actually committed to play at University of Colorado in the coming fall. And then along with them on the O-line is Zach Stevens, who's coming in as well, who was at Cy-Fair and is going to be going to Sam Houston to play football in the fall. Other than that, Gabe Sakura's back. He goes to Hamilton Junior High, plays baseball. I'd like to welcome him in.
Football too, kicker.
Oh yeah, football as well, I apologize. And then Travis Hartman signed up. He's coming in. He had actually been at a Houston Christian High School to play football the past 3 years and transferred out to this part of town and will be playing his senior season at Jersey Village. And then finally we have welcome one more, Marcus Grant, who signed up early last week. He's an 8th grader at Willowwood Junior High, plays football. Welcome all you guys and look forward to having you in the facility. Last week, if you had a chance to watch the episode, we talked about the Genesis Football Combine Clinic that I announced that we were going to start this following Wednesday, April 4th. I sent out an email for it on Monday. It is totally full. We had an outstanding response for it. It actually filled up within that day. We will be running a few more of these, so if you missed out, send us an email and let us know that something you'd be interested in doing, and we'll get you on the waiting list. If you're watching this and you're no longer an athlete, or if you're a parent of one of our athletes that's still looking for a great type of great training experience and something that's really going to get you results, we do offer our Genesis version of CrossFit training in the morning that we call SuperHuman CrossFit. They're morning sessions, and you can check anything about that out at superhumancrossfit.com. Finally, we got new shirts in. If you can tell, I'm wearing them. Basically, it's just the Genesis logo on the front, and then on the back, kind of the saying that we've always stuck with, basically reads, "In the beginning, God created Genesis, and the athletes became better with the website." All current athletes of the program, you guys will get one of these for free, so make sure when you come in for your sessions this week, you don't leave without one. Parents, anyone else, if you'd like to purchase one, they're $20. Just let us know, and we'll get that out to you. And then finally this week, we get asked a ton about when our younger athletes are going to be able to start using barbells and work on heavier lifts because they're doing it already at school, or coaches are kind of throwing them in there. We like to operate a little differently in here. We want to make sure that not just every athlete gets the results and continues to progress and gets better, but also they do everything safely and correctly to make sure that they are healthy and are able to play and dominate their sport for a long period of time. So because of that, we don't just throw our younger junior high athletes under a bar, even with a lighter weight, and expect them to learn the movement. We throw them under other things like kettlebells, sandbags, tons of body weight movements to make sure that they're comfortable moving, they're comfortable with the exercise before we ever place a bar in their hands or on their back. With that being said, we've kind of put together a basic guideline that we're going to start adhering to, so we know when would be a good start to start progressing our athletes into the barbell movements instead of just basic variations. So if you're really interested in that, here are the basic guidelines. You have to be able to perform 20 quality push-ups without rest. Crank those out. Everyone has to be right. You have to be able to perform 2 quality pull-ups. We don't care what your size is. If you're a big old lineman or if you're a skinny wide receiver or baseball player, you have to give us 2 good pull-ups without dropping off the bar. Other than that, we have you have to give us 10 quality kettlebell goblet squats with a 70-pound kettlebell. If you can't even control a goblet squat for 70 pounds using a 70-pound kettlebell, then you have no need to have a barbell anywhere on your back for a type of squat. And then finally, we want to make sure that the core, lower back, and that torso is strong enough to be able to support the weights with the barbell. So we want you to be able to hold a 60-second plank, continuous in a good position without dropping. What this is going to be is basically, it's not a accomplish one, get a barbell for a certain lift. You have to be able to knock out all 4 of these tests and guidelines before we start moving you into the more advanced program. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you're not there yet, you're still going to get great results, but I highly recommend that outside of the facility, you start working on these movements. Make sure you're doing tons of push-ups at home. Find a branch, find a stair ledge, find a door frame, find whatever you can start cranking pull-ups off of, and anytime you're watching TV or hanging out, crank out a little bit of a plank. So I'm actually going to take the camera now, introduce Daniel, who's our newest coach here at Genesis. He's going to take you the quality ways to do push-ups, pull-ups, and planks at the house so you can crank that, and then we can get you progressed even quicker. So let's swap the camera up.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Daniel Evans here. Proud to be part of this Genesis family. What we're going to do first, we're going to go through our push-ups, kind of what we see that isn't really quality reps. We see a lot of these here. Kind of how we want our push-ups done, and we'll go into planks from there, and we'll finish up with pull-ups. First, we're going to start out with some not-so-good push-ups. What we see a lot of people come in with during their first trial sessions, their first couple weeks, is we see a couple different things. One, we see elbows flared out to the side a lot. That's going to put a little extra pressure on the shoulder that's not really necessary. Second thing we see is hips really sag. So when they go down, their chest comes up first and they have to throw their back up. Again, putting undue pressure on our lower back and just not really controlling your body. Final thing we see a lot, butt in the air, especially when this happens earlier on and then the hips start to sag later on, but butt up in the air, which is okay if you're going to try and do a pike push-up right there, but not so good if you're trying to do a flat push-up. So our keys to our push-ups, guys, when you're starting out, we always want to make sure our hands right about shoulder width, right under your shoulders. Second thing you want to do, you want to walk your core in. So think about pulling your belly button to your spine and squeezing those glutes together, those butt cheeks together. Going to drop as one motion, bending your elbows back, nose to the ground, chest should be about an inch off the ground, and you come back up as one unit. So we don't go down here, chest come up, and bring our hips back. Everything stays in place to bend elbows, so they stay tight to your back, come straight back up.
So what's the correct elbow position for a quality push-up?
Correct elbow position for a quality push-up is going to be as you're lowering your elbow, it should grind your lats in the back and then come straight up. You're going to be pronated out a little bit. To help that, you want your fingers forward, not out to the side. Fingers forward, spread, grip the ground. The fingers engage our whole arms, elbows, and back up. Alright, so the next thing, we can go from there, from our push-ups, is straight into our planks. Planks, there are a bunch of different ways to do these. Again, the common things we see a lot of are hips sagging, which means you're not engaging your core, not actually doing what the exercise is supposed to do, or hips way up as they get tired. So, easiest way to get into the plank would be to start in your push-up position, right there, so everything's locked. Come down onto your right elbow, down onto your left elbow, hands flat on the ground, core and stays locked in, pulling your belly button into your spine, butt cheeks squeezed together nice and tight, and then just hold. Key to this, to holding these for a good long time, control your breathing, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Try not to shake like I'm shaking right now. I haven't warmed up yet, guys, but Those are our keys to our plank. Lastly, pull-ups. These are going to be a little bit more challenging especially for our bigger guys or our really young guys. That's why we start a lot of them out on the rows. But with the pull-up, what we want to do is, some people like to go, we like to take a little bit wider grip, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So find a bar, find gymnastic trains if you're in here. Go ahead, jump on to the bar. You can grab thumbs around. You can go thumbs up, off the bar. Doesn't really matter. We want to engage our back, so pull our shoulders to ourselves. Pull up with our elbows, chin over the bar, keeping your abs tight. Lower yourself back down.
So what if they can't do a pull-up yet?
So if we can't do a pull-up, we have a couple different progressions we can go through. Start out with your blast strap rows.
At-home progressions.
At-home progression would be, the best way to do that would be to you can have someone hold your feet with you, kick your feet out behind your back, have them hold your feet, don't let them push you up, you're still pulling with your elbows, your back, engaging. The other thing you could do is you could put a chair out in front of you, put your feet on the chair, and knock out your pull-ups that way. Alright, guys, go ahead, keep practicing those. You got plenty of time in the evenings. Pull-ups, push-ups, planks, 3 Ps, much more important than anything you'll see on TV.
One final thing you can do at home with the pull-ups is jump up, get it here, and control it down. Just control the negative down, let go, jump up. Like I said, grab a door frame, grab anything you can hang off of, and get to work on those. The quicker you get those accomplished, the quicker you get under the barbell. Appreciate you taking the time to check out this episode of Genesis Strength TV. Look forward to seeing you in the facility. Talk to you guys again next week.